It's a course that started on Thursday, and it was the advanced piano version of what I did in the beginning of the week, which was for the intermediates. So in both cases, there were 8 students, and they all have been here pretty much kind of glued to the piano or one of the many instruments in the place, roasting through their pre-prepared pieces, and then having sessions with me. So in both of the courses, we had 3 sessions each. So that was kind of 24 piano lessons effectively in the hot seat, and punctuated by a few other little bits and pieces, talks about various things, how to practice. We've just literally finished 10 minutes ago a session on transposition, for example, where we're all playing pieces that we know, or at least just a few bars, but playing in a completely different key, just to kind of play with our heads a little bit, do some weird things, test what we think we know. We do a lot of in the hot seat stuff, but it's that's giving it a bad press in a sense, because there's nothing hot about it. It's a very relaxed atmosphere, and the whole ethos of Jackdaws has been about how to share the experience of learning. So yes, it's one person playing the piano, playing one particular piece for half an hour, but it's more than that, because everybody else is learning mechanisms for practice. Oh, that applies to me. Oh, I always do that. Oh, that's why I'm going wrong in that place. Oh, I played that piece 20 years ago. I never could play that section either, and so on. So you come away learning pieces that are being played by somebody else, either with the benefit of the score that you brought with you, or not really. So it's a good, fun way of doing it. And also it means that if you're a more advanced player, in inverted commas, you can still learn from somebody who's half as good as you, because there are still shared concerns and shared ideas about how to approach the music. The success of Jackdaws is twofold, really. Jackdaws needs its loyal customers, its customer set, who come back very regularly. Some people are regular here, but they're regular to me every 4 or 5 years. They're not regular every year. But it also needs new people coming along. Much of this operates by word of mouth. People saying, oh, I went on his course 3 years ago. Why don't you try it? That kind of thing. Well, I keep coming back for the same reason as everybody else comes back, which is that it's a fun place. I've got to a point now in my musical career where I don't do things I don't want to do anymore, because I don't feel an obligation to do that. And hopefully everybody else is feeling exactly the same way. So I've been doing it for about 20 years. And
you don't look old enough.
Oh, thank you very much. That was your cue there. A bit slow on the uptake there, I thought. And so I got to know Maureen right in the early days, and she was very much interested in furthering the cause, because of course Jackdaws was very much a symptom of a music festival that happened in Peter Wishart, her husband's name. And so this was a very logical kind of outpouring of her devotion to the cause, really. She was always very passionate about all of the courses, even though she was, of course, a very celebrated singer. She was particularly passionate about the piano courses. And so it's no coincidence when you look through the courses that there's a predominance of singing and piano. I must have done, I don't know how many courses, I'd want to think about 30, 40 courses or something over the years. And I've always loved it. It's part of my kind of DNA now. Well, I recently celebrated my 60th, only literally 6 weeks ago. And so I suppose I'm giving myself a happy birthday in the same voice as my happy 30th to Jackdaws, because for much of those 30 years in between our two ages, we've been very connected. So I feel that, the next 30 years, hopefully, for Jackdaws will be even more of a success than it has been in the last 30 years.